Hi, Sandra Wilson here. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist and I work with trichotillomania and dermatillomania, which is hair pulling and skin picking compulsively. So I thought I would just pop on today to have a little reflect on why we often start these habits, these deeply ingrained coping mechanisms in childhood. So why is it that most people start generally around age 10, sometimes a little younger, sometimes a little older? And I think the answer just lies in our lack of power, our lack of empowerment rather, when we're kids. So it's not uncommon for children, especially if they are living in quite not necessarily traumatic, but challenging home environments where decisions are often out of their hands and unhelpful decisions are made on their behalf. So they may have no choice or control in the direction their lives are taking. And it could be something really simple like a family moving because of a parent's job and having to go to a new school. Or it might be something to do with health, meaning that you can't, when you're a child, you can't partake in activities that all your peers are taking part in. It could be trauma, of course. Many children do experience quite significant traumatic experiences, and this video isn't really intended to talk too much about that. It's more about the feeling we have when we are very young, when events seem to just feel so much out of our control. Things happen to us. So when you're a child, you focus on what you are able to control pretty much. And that might not be a lot. You might not have permission to just help yourself to chocolates or go to the shops and spend money on nice things to eat to soothe yourself. So your choices might be very limited, especially when you're 7, 8, 9. So what do you do to help yourself feel soothed, to help yourself feel better, or to give you some semblance that the universe isn't conspiring against you and you have some control? And of course, when you're a child, you wouldn't think of it in those terms. But what the brain does, often quite by accident, is it discovers something. So, for example, you might pull your hair and you discover that actually it feels quite nice, feels quite soothing, feels quite comforting. Or you might pick your skin and you get the same feeling. So that, at its simplest form, is just your way of soothing yourself. And of course, once you discover that actually it does feel quite nice, even without consciously being aware of it, you find yourself doing it. And it can feel very unconscious. And it's only really when somebody points it out to you, or you get into trouble with a teacher or a parent, you might conceal it quite well throughout your life. It's not uncommon to hide these things, of course, from people, but then it becomes a problem because depending on how extreme the habit is, you find that you are embarrassed and ashamed, and you can't go out with your friends because you're embarrassed of how you look, all that kind of thing. But it doesn't stop you from doing it because you've already ingrained this mechanism that helps you feel better because it was something you discovered that was within your control. So that is all for today, and I will be back with more content. I hope that has been a helpful insight. Do let me know what you think. Bye for now.